Revenge by Jason Dwayne Cockerham. This book is for audiences 13 and up.
Chapter 7, Ghost Story.
Ella here. One evening, I noticed dark gray clouds were building, and then I heard thunder in the distance. I turn on the radio and wait for the weather report. According to the weather report, thunderstorms would be coming this evening around sunset, and they would last a few hours. This is a perfect opportunity. A stormy night with less chance for a tornado than in spring. "Hey, Nina," I called out as I stopped outside her house. "Hey, Ella," she called out the window. "Tonight is the night that we should go investigate the ghosts. Remember the place you talked about during the last card game?" "Oh, yeah. It looks like it'll be a bad night for it, though." "Exactly." "Huh?" "Right. Dark and stormy night. Of course." A few minutes later, we were getting close.
"You want to do that tonight? You sure you don't want to wait for a drier night?"
"No way! A stormy night fits the mood better. Unless, of course, you're scared," I reply.
Heh, no way. Fine, tonight it is.
It started raining as we arrived at Jim's Beer and Snacks. The sign is a simple piece of wood over the doorway with red letters. Some of the paint dripped down during the painting, so the letters looked like they were painted in blood dripping down. As we walk in, the door gives out a long creak as it slowly closes behind us. We walk up to the counter, walking on the red carpet that is in the center. On either side of the carpet, there are wooden tables with white tablecloths on them. They have wooden chairs of various sizes around them. The tables and chairs stand on a dark brown wood floor. There are several windows, no glass, just an opening that is protected from rain by the roof jutting out in that spot. When we make it up to the counter, we order some snacks. As the old vampire bat fills the orders, we hear the rain outside really start to come down. "So, we hear there's ghosts here," Nina says to the bat.
Ah, yes. Ever since the tragedy 4 years ago, this place has been haunted. Come to think of it, it is rather curious that you should pick tonight to come here and ask about ghosts. Tonight is the 4-year anniversary of that terrible event.
He then goes into detail about the slaying that scarred this place. Afterwards, he gives us the snacks, we pay, and the three of us sit down to eat.
One dark and stormy night, a jaguar came into the snack bar.
The thunder rolls in the darkening forest outside as we munch on our snacks.
He had the power to grow blades from his spots.
Ah! The lights flicker. The plates on the counter suddenly go flying, breaking on the floor across the room. A chilly wind blows across the room, and a table near us floats up into the air. Then it slams down as the chilly wind calms.
He stabbed the guy. that worked here before me.
Claw then lets his front paws drop, one of them flopping on the table. He growls,
I will drink your blood.
The fur on the back of my neck stands up. He swipes at me, but I was able to avoid his claws. Nina, wide-eyed, takes off across the store, avoiding the broken plates. Claw charges at me, and I turn tail and run out the door into the rain. Nina follows me out on my tail. Claw charges out after us, and Nina swipes a puddle, splashing him. At this, Claw stops.
Sorry, I had to get you back for the flying saucer prank.
Man, I thought you were possessed! Nina yells as she paws his shoulder.
I was going to keep chasing you, but then you splashed me, and I couldn't help laughing. After the looks on your faces and everything, it was just too funny.
Nina glares at Claw for a minute. We go back inside. The door creaks behind us as it did the first time. Ella questions, but if you weren't possessed, how did you manage the plates and the table?
I didn't.
Then who did? I ask.
Don't know. Maybe this place is really haunted.
That's when the lights go out. Immediately, the place feels creepy.
As the worker fell, the jaguar laughed.
Just then, a match is struck. I let out a breath of relief as I realize it's just the vampire bat lighting a match to light a candle. I then hear laughing, evil and cold. For the second time that evening, the fur on my neck stands up. In the flickering candlelight, I thought I saw a face of someone smiling, a sadistic smile. It was near the vampire bat. As I stare, I begin to make out the form of a cat-like creature. I cannot quite tell, though, if I'm really seeing it, or if my imagination is making me see things.
There was a mother-son pair of alligators in the store that night. The jaguar went after them next. The mother tried valiantly to protect her son. However, the jaguar killed her, leaving the son defenseless.
Somebody suddenly yells, "Get out of here! Go!" At the sudden yelling, I nearly jump out of my fur. Not needing to be told twice, I run out. Nina is on my heels as we rush out into the dark, roaring rain. A flash of lightning and a crash of thunder bring us to a halt. Where's Claw? Nina yells over the rain.
Hey guys, wait up.
Claw runs over laughing.
Don't tell me you're scared.
Was this all a prank? Nina questions.
No, just think it's funny how scared you are of a couple ghosts.
Claw, you're trembling too, I point out.
It's cold.
I say while giving him a skeptical look and making some snow flurries under my paw, which immediately melt. Not that he can see any of this in the dark. Claw, it's a summer night. It's not cold.
I'm wet, so it feels colder.
Continuing my skeptical look, I comment, it's still a summer night. Well, if you're really not scared, let's go back in, Nina suggests. A flash of lightning reveals that Claw is still trembling, but he says,
Fine.
I'm only going back in if both of you are with me, I state. Alright, we'll go in together, Nina says. We go in, and once again, the door creaks as it shuts behind us. A feeling of creepiness is emanating from the very air. We hear sniffling. Panic rises up in me, and I want to run out the door and keep going. If Ella and Claw weren't beside me, I'd definitely be out of here. Thunder crashes outside. Next, we hear what sounds like a kid pleading.
No, please. Please don't kill me.
Despite hearing this clearly, I do not see any kid or whoever is going to kill him.
The side exit.
Claw whispers. I look to see a small alligator cowering and a jaguar moving in for the kill, laughing coldly. Claw, why did you have to point that out? The jaguar slowly inches closer while laughing. Sharp blades stick out of the jaguar's fur. The young alligator is crying. There's nothing we can do. These were his final moments. The jaguar quickly lunges for the final strike. I look away.
Suddenly, a snowflake shuriken sails at the jaguar. The ghosts disappear as the shuriken goes through the jaguar, then cuts the wall and deflects towards the tables. It smashes through one of the table's legs and goes on to damage another table. I look to the side of me and see that Ella is in a position that suggests that she threw it. The ghosts are gone, so I go for a closer look and touch the shuriken. It looks like a giant snowflake, but it's hard ice. I've never known Ella to be able to form ice. Obviously, snow is made out of small ice crystals, but beyond forming those small ice crystals into snowflakes, I've never seen her make ice. Also, as I'm looking at her eyes right now, they aren't her usual warm eyes. They're cold. The bat flew over to examine the damage. The warmth returns to Ella's eyes, and she tells him,
Sorry, I'll pay for the tables and chairs I broke.
Don't worry about it. You only did what should have been done 4 years ago.
But
If you really want to help pay for the damage, buy some more snacks.
deal. We are all trembling now after watching these ghosts relive their final moments.
Afterwards, the guy who worked here struggled to his feet for one last time. He lunged at the jaguar, killing him in one blow, before succumbing to death himself.
A cold wind started blowing through the room. It picked up the pieces of wood and made them circle us. Is this a ghost, or is your power the power to control wind? I question, addressing the bat. The wind stops blowing and the pieces of wood drop to the floor.
My power is indeed the power to control air. I use it to give the animals who come here a scare. Although most of the ones who run out do not come back in.
Wait, does that mean that the ghosts were fake?
Nina asks.
No, everything I told you about the murders was true. Everything you experienced, save the wind and moving objects, were the work of real ghosts. I merely added to the experience.
E here. This evening, I am sending Robot 2 out in another attempt to kill Nina.
I send Robot 3 along with orders only to observe. As soon as the robots leave, I hear thunder. At first I was thinking I would call the robots back, and therefore I was extremely annoyed. Then I think, you know what? The robots could learn how to deal with stormy weather. I'll just hope a tornado doesn't destroy them. I watched the video from Robot 2 until it gives me the endless buffering signal. I glance at the video from Robot 3, which is of course also giving me an endless buffering signal. Then I turn off my computer, make a cool drink, and go out on the porch to watch the storm come in. After watching the flashes of lightning get closer and closer, and the rain started coming down, I went back in. I played chess against myself.
Nina here. Claw, Ella, and I are walking home in the rain. Every few seconds, a flash of lightning lights up the path, trees, and boulders. We're talking about the creepy experience we just had. Ella is walking beside and slightly ahead of me, while Claw is on the other side of her and a step behind me. My fur is still standing up, or it would be if I wasn't soaked, Ella tells us. I couldn't watch the death of that kid, I confessed. Me either. It was cruel.
I didn't know you could make solid ice like that.
Claw says. Me either, Ella replies.
Can you do it again?
Claw asks. Ella tries. Now, all I'm getting is snow flurries now.
Huh. I wonder why.
Maybe it's an emotional thing, Ella guesses. After a minute, I said, "It was very creepy when you were acting possessed, Claw."
Thank you. I had to get you back for the UFO somehow.
Yes, I know. That's when lightning flashed. Wait, I saw something, Ella tells us. We all stop, listening. The rain comes down on us, and drops of water drip through my fur. The next lightning flash lights up the area, and I see a robot like the one that had shot me with a laser. I think there's another robot, like the one who shot you? Ella asks.
Follow my voice. There's a boulder over there.
Claw says. Once we are behind the boulder, I make an image of myself and send it out from behind the rock. A laser blasts through it. The robot keeps shooting through the image. Yes, I would say that this robot is exactly like the other one. After a minute of firing blast after blast, the robot pauses, then fires 2 more laser blasts. Next, the robot comes in close to the projection to slash it with its claws. Then it tries biting the projection. We silently run to another trail, putting plants between us and the robot. We very quietly but quickly sneak away. We speed up as we put distance between us and the robot. The rain and thunder help cover the sound of our paw steps. We need to hide. The fake me disappeared. I dove into some bushes. Ella climbed a tree, and Claw stood behind another boulder. After a few tense minutes, Ella jumps down. They followed the path we were on before.
We can follow this trail to get back home, but it is longer.
Claw says, "Let's take the long way then," I suggest.
E here. The robots finally make it back, and I realize that I had dozed off. At that moment, I hear thunder. I'll watch the footage tomorrow. When I wake up, I fix myself some breakfast, turn on the computer, and eat while I watch the footage from both robots. On a path outside town, the robots spotted 3 animals walking. They were clear on the infrared camera. When the lightning flashed, that's when I saw that one of them was indeed Nina. The robot was not firing, which is good because someone was in front of her. The lightning flashed again, and I saw that Ella was the one in front of her. Feeling a little worried, I calmed myself, thinking, this kind of situation is exactly why I programmed it not to harm other animals. The 3 of them ducked behind a boulder. Then Nina used her power to create an image to distract Robot 2. Robot 3 watched all of this, since, being at a different angle, it could see behind the boulder. Robot 3 also watched the 3 of them slip away, while Robot 2 continued attacking Nina's projection. As Robot 3's mission was only to observe, it was doing its job. And in theory, both of the robot's data will be incorporated into the code. So hopefully next time, the robots won't be fooled. Due to life restructuring, I do not know when the next chapter will come out. I will be working on it, and when it comes out, the link to the next episode will be in the description of this episode.